That was not an upset.
Oh, wasn't it?
I mean, when you got two guys with so much experience, like I said before, he was behind the scenes. Two guys with a crazy amateur backgrounds, and one guy is not being seen, and another guy is being seen. Then we call it an upset. No.
Floyd Mayweather couldn't resist taking a jab at Gervonta after the controversial decision in his fight with Lamont Roach. The decision was reportedly changed to a loss for Davis, a move that raised plenty of eyebrows. Known for his outspoken nature and sharp sense of humor, Mayweather didn't hesitate to take the opportunity to make headlines with his criticism of Davis. Davis, who has been very vocal about his concerns with judging in boxing, was given yet another chance to express his frustration. However, it's safe to say he didn't expect Mayweather to use this moment as a platform to openly mock him.
It's just that he was working behind the scenes, and another guy was working in front of everybody. Then finally, they had to meet up, and then Anthony Joshua came up short. But Anthony Joshua, I told him from the beginning. You know, I was one of the first guys to come on record from the beginning. I told him he can come, and I can teach him some pointers. Because a lot of times, this is just my take. The same coach you had as an amateur doesn't always make him a great professional coach, because some guys are great at amateur coaching and some guys are great at professional coaching.
The relationship between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta has been a complex and at times rocky one. In the beginning, Mayweather played a crucial role in launching Davis's career, signing him to Mayweather Promotions and guiding him to become a well-known figure in the sport. However, as Davis's career blossomed, so did tensions between the two as Davis gained more popularity and confidence. Accusations of mismanagement and disrespect started to surface. Eventually, this led to Davis leaving Mayweather Promotions. Since their split, Mayweather has taken subtle digs at Davis, questioning his discipline, his fight choices, and his overall attitude outside the ring. On the other hand, Davis hasn't kept quiet, accusing Mayweather of not having his best interests at heart. This latest mocking comment is just another chapter in their ongoing saga of animosity.
Always speak the real, whether somebody like it or not. I just feel like Anthony Joshua, they keep going to different coaches. Oh, this coach gonna work with him. This coach gonna work with him. I told him in the beginning when he was undefeated, you got some things you still got to tweak, because if you don't, then you may come up short.
Mayweather's latest comments were a direct criticism of Davis's decision to part ways with Mayweather Promotions and take control of his own career. Mayweather suggested that fighters like Davis could face controversial decisions in their fights without the backing of strong connections and support. The statement quickly sparked debates on social media, with fans divided between supporting Mayweather's business-minded approach and backing Davis's desire for independence. Analysts weighed in, with some arguing that Davis's recent decisions have left him vulnerable in boxing negotiations, while others criticized Mayweather for attacking him during a time when he was struggling. Meanwhile, the New York State Athletic Commission (NYSAC) has launched an investigation into Davis's fight against Lamont Roach Jr., particularly focusing on the 9th round controversy. In that round, Davis took a knee after a punch from Roach, but the referee didn't rule it a knockdown. Davis quickly rushed to his corner, asking for his face to be wiped, while the referee, Steve Willis, warned him but did not count it as a knockdown. Roach was visibly frustrated, as a knockdown would have secured him a victory instead of the majority draw. Furthermore, it would have ended Davis's undefeated record. Davis later explained that grease from his hair had irritated his eyes, but despite this, he expressed his interest in a rematch, which Roach also wanted. The NYSAC confirmed they are reviewing the fight and explained that a technical issue had delayed their ability to review the replay footage in time, leading to the referee's decision standing. This delay has led to speculation on whether the outcome could still be changed. Despite the draw, Roach is eager for a rematch. He went into the fight as a major underdog, but nearly pulled off an upset, further fueling his desire for a second chance. Davis, maintaining his undefeated record, expressed on X, "Say no more. I'm pushing for the rematch. It can happen soon, like the end of May." WBA President Gilberto Mendoza also supports a rematch, telling the ring that he will push for it, particularly due to the controversy in the 9th round. Under boxing rules, if a fighter's knee touches the canvas after a punch, it's considered a knockdown. Fighters are also not allowed to call for timeouts, and their corners cannot wipe their faces during an active round. Referee Willis's decision not to roll the knee as a knockdown ultimately influenced the outcome of the fight. Had it been ruled correctly, Roach would have won, despite admitting in his post-fight conference that he's open to a rematch. Davis expressed doubts that it would happen right away. However, Mendoza can mandate a rematch if necessary, as he believes it is essential to uphold the integrity of the sport. Mendoza also plans to petition the WBA Championships Committee to vote on a rematch, which, if approved, must occur within 120 days, while Davis retains the right to request a rematch. Mendoza questioned why the replay footage wasn't utilized, even though it was available. He pointed out, maybe Willis thought it was a competitive fight or wasn't sure if it was a punch. But how do you explain Davis putting his knee on the canvas? As the pressure mounts from fans and officials, a rematch seems increasingly likely.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute.
The WBC champion is not rushing into a fight with Gervonta Davis anytime soon. Instead, the undefeated 27-year-old is focused on his own challenge facing Lamont Roach Jr. For another chance at a lightweight title, Stevenson recently tweeted about Roach Jr., sharing, "Roach Jr. got me ready for the Valdez fight. That's also how I knew how the fight with him and Tank would go. Lamont is the truth, and I'd love to make this fight happen." Boxing journalist Keith Heidick revealed that Vasily Lomachenko was considered as a potential opponent for Davis after his controversial bout with Roach. Although Roach had lost twice to Davis in the amateurs, he impressed fans with his performance. At Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, a questionable call by referee Steve Willis, however, denied him a career-defining victory when Davis took a knee in the 9th round. Willis initially started the count, but ruled it a non-knockdown, preventing Roach from securing a crucial 10-8 round that could have swung the fight in his favor. After the match, Davis explained that grease from his hair had dripped into his eyes, causing him to take a knee. In the post-fight press conference, Davis hinted that, despite fans clamoring for a rematch with Roach, his next opponent was already chosen. Reports suggest that Davis was referring to two-time Olympic gold medalist and reigning IBF lightweight champion Vasily Lomachenko. The southpaw has been inactive since his dominant win over George Kambosos Jr. last May. Heidick shared on the Ariel Helwani show that just 30 minutes after the Roach fight, a member of Davis's team reached out to Top Rank to discuss Lomachenko's availability. He also revealed that a Davis-Lomachenko fight was initially scheduled for November 2nd last year at MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Although the deal was nearly finalized, Lomachenko never signed off on it and later considered retirement. As of now, Top Rank has yet to confirm whether Lomachenko is available, leaving his participation in doubt. Meanwhile, Davis has expressed interest in a rematch with Roach, but Lomachenko's future remains uncertain. Some analysts argue that if the fight had been scored differently, Roach could have handed Davis his first career loss. The decision has sparked heated debates among boxing fans, increasing calls for a rematch. Adding fuel to the fire, renowned podcaster Joe Rogan publicly supported a second fight, a longtime fan of combat sports. Rogan admitted he had never seen Roach fight before, but after watching the bout with Davis, he became an admirer, watching the replay of the outstanding title fight last night between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. "I had never seen Lamont fight before, but I'm a big fan now," Rogan said. "The fight was a draw, but it was an amazing contest, and I really hope they run it back." Roach, on an 8-fight unbeaten streak, has received widespread praise for his recent performances. Davis added extra tension to their rivalry by betting to $150,000 at the weigh-in that he would win by knockout. Since the match went the full 12 rounds, Davis now owes Roach a hefty sum, further fueling their feud. Despite hinting at retirement before facing Roach, growing pressure from fans might push Davis to accept a rematch after the majority draw decision. Davis voiced his frustration on X, saying, "They took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that ___ knee. but I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me with a punch when I took the knee. I get it, though I shouldn't have done that, but that hair grease was burning my eyes. However, CompuBox stats showed Roach actually landed more punches, contradicting Davis's claims. Additionally, Davis was fortunate that the referee didn't call the knee a knockdown. Had it been scored correctly, Roach would have won on the official scorecards. While Davis feels wrong, many argue Roach was robbed of victory. Davis later expressed interest in a rematch to settle the score, but emphasized that it wouldn't happen immediately since another opponent has already been lined up. Meanwhile, Jake Paul also weighed in on the Davis versus Roach fight, adding fuel to the ongoing debate about the controversial result.
He got lucky at the draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, you gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
The boxing community was thrown into turmoil over the missed knockdown, a call that could have given Roach the crucial point he needed to secure a 10-8 round and an unexpected victory. Pound for pound star Terrence Crawford led the outcry, sharing his frustration on social media. He first tweeted, "Roach won, and that should have been called a knockdown. Let's see what happens." When the decision was made public, he continued, "They robbed that boy, and it's crazy. I've never seen someone take a knee and they don't count it as a knockdown. Must have forgotten the rules tonight." Crawford strengthened his point by referencing a past fight. "Some of y'all need to watch Floyd Mayweather versus Genaro Hernandez. Mayweather took a knee because he hurt his hand, and it was called a knockdown even though it wasn't from a punch." Crawford wasn't the only one frustrated by the decision, as many felt Roach was unfairly denied a victory. Despite the controversy, Davis remains undefeated and still holds the WBA lightweight world title, although he downplayed the possibility of a rematch. According to boxing regulations, a knockdown occurs when a fighter's knee touches the canvas, which made the referee's decision a key point of contention. Roach, visibly frustrated, felt the call should have gone in his favor. Davis defended his actions, claiming he took a knee due to grease in his eyes. Roach, although disappointed, didn't dwell on the moment too long, saying, "Honestly, I thought I should have won even without that being counted as a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. If Tank Davis had to wipe sweat out of his eye, he had to wipe sweat out of his eye." However, Roach pointed out that the rules are clear. Voluntarily taking a knee results in an automatic 8 count. "It is what it is," Roach added. "I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was landing more shots, more power shots, and I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated, but if that had been counted as a knockdown, I would have won." Speaking confidently at the post-fight press conference, Roach maintained that he had done enough to win, stressing that he was ready to compete at the highest level. "I knew I had what it takes. I've sparred with junior middleweights and middleweights current champions at those weights, so I know I can take a punch," he said. Roach also acknowledged Davis's knockout power, but believed his own ability to withstand the punches played a crucial role in the fight. The boxing community was thrown into turmoil over the missed knockdown, a call that could have given Roach the crucial point he needed to secure a 10-8 round and an unexpected victory. Pound for pound star Terrence Crawford led the outcry, sharing his frustration on social media. He first tweeted, "Roach won, and that should have been called a knockdown. Let's see what happens." When the decision was made public, he continued, "They robbed that boy, and it's crazy. I've never seen someone take a knee and they don't count it as a knockdown. Must have forgotten the rules tonight." Crawford strengthened his point by referencing a past fight. "Some of y'all need to watch Floyd Mayweather versus Genaro Hernandez. Mayweather took a knee because he hurt his hand, and it was called a knockdown even though it wasn't from a punch." Crawford wasn't the only one frustrated by the decision, as many felt Roach was unfairly denied a victory. Despite the controversy, Davis remains undefeated and still holds the WBA lightweight world title, although he downplayed the possibility of a rematch. According to boxing regulations, a knockdown occurs when a fighter's knee touches the canvas, which made the referee's decision a key point of contention. Roach, visibly frustrated, felt the call should have gone in his favor. Davis defended his actions, claiming he took a knee due to grease in his eyes. Roach, although disappointed, didn't dwell on the moment too long, saying, "Honestly, I thought I should have won even without that being counted as a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. If Tank Davis had to wipe sweat out of his eye, he had to wipe sweat out of his eye. However, Roach pointed out that the rules are clear. Voluntarily taking a knee results in an automatic 8 count. It is what it is, Roach added. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was landing more shots, more power shots, and I thought I was doing my thing. So, I'm not really that frustrated, but if that had been counted as a knockdown, I would have won. Speaking confidently at the post-fight press conference, Roach maintained that he had done enough to win, stressing that he was ready to compete at the highest level. I knew I had what it takes. I've sparred with junior middleweights and middleweights current champions at those weights, so I know I can take a punch, he said. Roach also acknowledged Davis's knockout power, but believed his own ability.
When you think about what happened in the 9th round, how frustrated are you that that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Man, I'm not. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
Roach felt he was in control, landing more punches including power shots and doing what was needed to secure the win. He said, I'm not really that frustrated, but if that had been ruled a knockdown, I would have won the majority decision. Looking back on the moment, Roach reflected, did you guys see me in the ring telling him to keep counting? He started counting and I was like, why did you stop? Keep counting. But honestly, I don't know. I can't change what happened. Roach also recognized Tank's power, saying it was solid but not overhyped. He noted his own strong chin and suggested that Tank might have felt his own power as well. Roach believed this helped neutralize many of Davis's punches after surviving Tank's best shot. Roach felt confident it was his time to take control of the fight.
Yeah, Lamont, this is Matt from Brunch Boxing. What explanation, if any, were you given about why that particular sequence was not properly called a knockdown?
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I can't go back and change it. So.
Lamont, Chantel, congrats, man, on fighting a great fight. A lot of people agree with you that you did win the fight. Just can you talk about Gervonta's power? He got you with some good shots, but you kept staying in the center of the ring with him. A lot of other fighters don't deal with the power as well. How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll.
A review of the 9th round, when Gervonta Davis took a knee against Lamont Roach, was delayed by technical issues, preventing referee Steve Willis from officially calling it a knockdown. The New York State Athletic Commission (NYSAC) couldn't access the footage in time for a proper review when Boxing Scene sought clarification. The Department of State Press Office explained that due to the delay, they had to rely on Willis's real-time judgment, but are still reviewing the situation. The main issue was the technical difficulties that hindered the proper assessment of the replay footage. Given the ongoing review, clear evidence of Davis's knee touching the canvas, and the clear knockdown rules, the commission's best course of action would be to officially recognize it as a knockdown. The fight ended in a majority draw, with 2 judges scoring the 9th round 10-9 in Davis's favor. However, if that round had been scored 10-8 for Roach, as is standard for a knockdown, Roach would have won by unanimous decision with scores of 115-112, 114-113, and 114-113. Beyond the controversy, the decision has reignited tensions between Davis and his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather's public mocking of Davis after the Roach fight highlights their strained relationship. His remarks underscore the significance of business in boxing, while Davis's fiery response shows he is more determined than ever to cement his legacy. Fans are eagerly awaiting Davis's next fight, but one thing is clear: this feud is far from over.
Good right hand from Mont, uppercut. Good combination, Mont. Oh, good left from Tank. Right hand from Monty. Oh, Tank took a knee. He got knocked down. That's a knockdown. Tank is trying to bail himself out. That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown! How are you going to do that and run and get a towel? Who gave Davis that right? This is a highway robbery, dog. Good combination, Lamont. Oh, shit. They swinging on each other. Good body shot, Lamont. Lamont is rocking with it. This is Tarver Roy 1. What's going to happen is they're going to give the fight to Tank, and then the second fight, Lamont going to say any excuses tonight, Tank, and then he will not Tank out. I've seen it. Lamont won, bro. He won 7-5 with a knockdown. This guy did the unthinkable, and I hope they don't rob him. Scorecards. They said majority draw. They cheated Roach. Roach got robbed, and everybody knows it. Rematch right away. They robbed him.
The ongoing feud between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis highlights a long-standing debate in boxing. Is it about business or legacy? Mayweather's undefeated record and significant earnings demonstrate his business acumen, but for Davis, the focus seems to be on securing his legacy as one of the best in the lightweight division. Meanwhile, the New York State Athletic Commission's ongoing review could change the outcome of Davis's fight against Lamont Roach, leaving fans and analysts in suspense. The call for a rematch is gaining traction, with WBA President Gilberto Mendoza pushing for a swift resolution. As pressure builds, the next few months will be critical for Davis. Can he silence his critics and restore his place in the boxing world? Or will this controversy signal the start of a decline? That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our upcoming content.